up, guys? Welcome to a different kind of video, I guess. I put the question out to you guys on the YouTube community page about what you would like to see in the next Gran Turismo. Now, there has been a lot of quite a few videos recently saying, you know, what Gran Turismo needs to fix. Basically, you know, we had Tidge's video. Arias did one, Z28 I think his name is. I haven't watched it, but I have heard of him. They've all done stuff around the penalty system and fuel and, you know, what to make it better. But what if we try and put a positive spin on it and thought about the next step? What's going to be in that next gen Gran Turismo? So these are in no particular order. I'm just taking them off the community wall basically, and then a couple of my thoughts just as we go through it. I'm trying not to like bash Gran Turismo too much because, I mean, if you've been watching my live streams recently, you kind of know how I feel about the game recently. But anyway, so the next Gran Turismo, it all sort of hinges upon what Gran Turismo game they are going to do. Are they going to make it story driven like the old Gran Turismos, or are they going to make a sport mode, or are they going to do both? Tej in the comment sections, he says that it was supposed to be an online game only, but because there was like a community backlash, they went, oh, okay, we're going to put some like campaign shit in it, which would explain why it's so shit and why the AI are so bad. So that might explain why the AI are so bad, is because they were just an afterthought to make people happy, I guess. I don't know. So if it is a story-driven, campaign-driven game, you want to see sort of a campaign like, for instance, Formula 1 2018, where you have rivals, you have really interesting ways to level up the car. Obviously, looking back in the old Gran Turismo games, that level of detail is there. There's so many different cars, tracks, all of this kind of stuff that you have to like work hard to beat the AI at. I remember, like, I don't know, Gran Turismo 2 or 3, and it was like you'd always start with one car, and then I'd always want to get this big Camaro thing that was faster than anything in a straight line, and I just wanted to get that so I could smash all the other cars. There's nothing like that. I know I'm older and I have different values and needs from the game, but that is not fulfilled in Gran Turismo Sport's campaign. It's just like, oh, I'll just buy that car and then I'll beat the AI because the AI is terrible. No, we want a challenge. We want that kind of detail. The level of detail needs to improve is what I'm getting at. It's too vanilla right now. It's buy a car, beat the race, get that. There's not really anything else. You need that kind of sense of accomplishment at the end of a race. Like, yes, like I worked hard to beat that AI. Even if it makes them pretty much unbeatable, but then you can just tweak the car and beat them. But if you wanted to do it like regular, then for it to be a challenge, that's what you want from a campaign kind of thing. Obviously, bring back the B-Spec. Someone said that as well. Fantastic. Sort of leveling up an AI driver, that's always really cool. It's like a companion in the game, someone that you care about and you want to level them up and see them do well, basically. I love the B-Spec. Just sit it on the 24-hour race, see you later, get me a load of credits so I can come back later and spend it all on another Camaro. So, apart from the AI, get better AI, please, PD. Moving on to something that would feature in both the online stuff and the storyline stuff is tracks, like a variation of tracks. Everyone says that, you know, we always see freaking Asian tracks in the daily races. It's because it's an Asian game, I believe, and that's why they always feature, like, you know, Autopolis being this week. It was like last week or the week before it was in, probably not last week, but you get what I mean. They have to put it in. So seeing those real world tracks, which in my opinion are better than the made up ones. Yes, they are good, they drive really well, but there's nothing better than driving a certain car on a certain track in a certain weather condition, which we'll come on to in a sec. But those tracks, you know, we've been talking about Laguna Seca, we talk about Spa, we've been talking about Spa for ages, Silverstone, Sebring would be really cool. You know, Monaco as well. All of these big names. I don't know what to do. Make it happen, man. I think if you're trying to be a racing simulator and you're trying to have that experience of driving, you've got to have those real world tracks. And to have that real world weather. Now, I said in a video previously that the weather in Project Cars 2 is on point. I mean, I've loved driving in the wet, in the wind, at night with those combinations. And I think Gran Turismo Sport has the capabilities, and we've got to remember that it's going to be on the next gen console, so it's going to have, you know, really high spec stuff that's going to make the graphics look insane. So I think they will have rain, I think they will have snow. I think, you know, there's snow tires in the game, but there's no snow rallies right now. So I think they will step up and make that connection of weather to races. So that's literally all I can say on it, is I think they will have that. Moving on to VR. Oh my God. Moving on to VR, I think obviously you can do it offline, but being able to do it online is going to be massive. And obviously with the bigger, beefier PlayStation 5, I think they will have it. You know, you can do it on, I think you can do it on iRacing, on multiplayer. So I think it just needs the capability of the technology within the PlayStation, which, looking at some of the specs on the PlayStation, what it's actually going to have in it, it's going to be basically like a computer. It's going to have some serious power to it. So I think the VAR, what's this, football, James? Come on, the VR will be in the next one, and it's something that I would love to do as well. It looks freaking awesome, and just something to watch out for as well. We saw when Dirt Rally 2 came out and how it doesn't support VR, the backlash that was with that. A lot of people were disappointed because it didn't have VR. VR is going to be massive in the next couple of years when they get it all wireless and some kind of attachments to make it all feel like you're in a game, whether it's a shooter or a driver, a racer, whatever it is. I think it's going to be massive in the next 5-10 years. So if they don't put it in, it will be such a big loss to them, I think. So within online lobbies as well, a couple of people said stuff about customization within those lobbies. Like, I would love personally to have the option to just go, okay, we're in this car and we all have to be in that car. Because right now there's no way of really just policing it by clicking some buttons. You have to like talk to everyone and sort of trust that they're going to do it. Multi-class events would be amazing, whether it's in daily races or FIA races. Like, they would never do it in FIA races, but you know, multi-class races are massive. You've seen it done. I think they did it in the Best of British, maybe. I can't remember. But you know, they do it in iRacing, so I think it's coming. I think if they want to compete at a global level with their multiplayer, with their online, because right now it is global, but it's all on the FIAs. It's not got all this multi-class, and well, now there's the Supra Cup, but that's only because the game is basically sponsoring a car, or the other way round. It doesn't have that multi-class thing that that iRacing has. I don't even play iRacing, but I think that has a better multiplayer system in place. And I think that the opportunity for Gran Turismo to do that in the next gen game it's capable. It's capable of doing it. Whether they do it or not, or whether they just stick to themselves and this is our FIA. Everyone must play in our FIA to get something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or you can have the Toyota. Everyone battle out and the winner gets a Toyota. Which is cool, but you know, what's the point in me? What is the point in me playing the Supra Cup? I'm never gonna win at all. Never. Why would I race a car that, in my opinion, is terrible at handling? The only reason I won a race the other day in it was because the course had 3 corners. Huh? But anyway, I'm just being a negative Nancy. But I think they've got to switch it up. If they do online stuff, which, you know, they should, because why would they? Because they wouldn't continue to work on a 2017 game when they have a next-gen console with a next-gen game. They wouldn't keep working on the 2017. Get the dead 2017 dead. New game, let's bump it up, let's make it beautiful, because the capabilities and the community that's behind this game could be something very special moving forward. You know, you see how much spotlight the national championships have when they go to Monaco or wherever they go. You know, they got Jimmy Broadbent and the other guy, I can't remember his name. But them doing the commentary, and that's really cool to watch, I think. Anyway, it's very close to real life racing, and that's what sim racing should be. So I think the opportunity and the capabilities is there, and I think and I hope that they all step up to the plate and make the multiplayer experience much better. Now, I love endurance racing. I watched a lot of Jimmy Broadbent or Charlie Roscoe, or here he is. I watched their 24-hour thing they did around the Nürburgring for iRacing, and I was like, oh, I'm so jealous of these guys. There is a very small part of the GTS community that would absolutely love it. Not a lot of people would like it. They don't have the time. It is a casual game as much as it is a professional sim racer. And I think for a small majority, people would absolutely love it. You obviously have the problem of you're in an hour-long endurance event. I don't think you can do anything more than an hour on Gran Turismo, because someone will just leave and they'll get like 5 DR slap on the wrist. You know what I mean? It's not really... Obviously, they would have to change stuff. Endurance events. We want it. Do it. Simple. Maybe not in the dailies, but maybe like an FIA endurance event. Oh my god, I would love it. Just like the Super Cup, one chance, that's it. That's all you get. It's an hour-long race, so you have an hour and a half, 15-minute qualifier, and that's it. Done. That's an hour and a half, and then back to your regular FIAs. Or do it on a different day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be Wednesday and Friday. Just do it a different... whatever. It would be awesome if they could get in a endurance event somewhere. So, obviously, with the previous videos... Not my videos, the guys that I talked about earlier, being around, you know, tyre wear and stuff. They've got to realise that we don't want to drive cautiously. We don't want to be worrying about our freaking tyre wear. I said it in my last video that with the Super Cup, it was just about fuel management or saving fuel. It wasn't about saving fuel and tyre management. It was just one, which is kind of... okay, but here's my thing. When do you ever watch a race in real life and they're probably worrying about tyre wear, or... I mean, they probably are worrying about tyre wear and fuel management, but it's not dictating the way that they are ultimately driving. They're not going, I can't go 100% today because we don't have the tyres for it. I don't want to go off on a tangent here about the tyre wear and stuff like that. But it does need to be fixed. It's something that's been addressed by the other boys, and I just think that is something that's really damaging the game right now. It's taking the fun out of it. You know, you saw Tijani, and his relationship with Gran Turismo Sport is very personal to him. He's been through it for a long time, and for him to say that it is a problem and it could eventually stop him from playing the game, it should be a big thing, and he's probably not the only one that feels like that. You know, I've had a load of streams recently that I've just gone, I just don't want to play it. I don't want to play it. You saw, I watched Super GT stream. It might have been last night, it might have been the night before, but you could see that it's just not as much fun as he is having with the game. You can tell that every time It's like me, every time there's that little orange SR down, or you get a 5-second penalty out of nowhere, a little bit of your soul dies. And you go, what's the point? What is the point if I'm just going to get that? I think Super GT got hit into, and the guy then got hit into and went off, and he got the 5-second penalty. I don't really know what the game is thinking, but I don't know, man. It needs to be sorted. It needs to be sorted out. I don't know how. I'm not a freaking developer. I don't know. They need to sort it out, otherwise they're going to lose a lot of their community over something that probably could be fixed pretty simply. But I mean, even communication from them going, look, it's going to be like this until the next gen. And then everyone's like, okay, that's fine. We'll just learn to deal with it. But because there's no communication between the two, it's just continues to snowball into something where a lot of people could just leave. Couple of quick points from me. Figure out stupid SR downs. Like when I get hit into, I get the SR down. I know that's the one thing that I complain about all the time. But he's hit into me, and I get the SR down. Why? He hasn't got one. No. It's just me. It's just me. Being consistent on track limits. Not going to say anything else. We just want to know what they are. Actually, looking at Forza 7, is it now? Forza 6? Whatever it is. Forza 7, I think. Where they have their lines. Do that. Do that. And then give us the opportunity, or the option, to turn it off. Just so we know where the track limits are, so we're not guessing every time. Because in Tidgeny's last video, there were players going right off at Red Bull Ring, obviously. Going right off, and then coming back on. No penalty. But if you go halfway in between those two bits, you'll get a penalty. It doesn't make sense. And there's no communication and no reasoning for it. So it just needs to... look at that. I just said, that's all I'm going to say on it. And then I've just blurred, blah, 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 blah. Gran Turismo. A little idea from me. Make it harder to get into the maximum SR. Simple. Just make it harder to get in there so people will actually make it, you know, drive a little bit carefully, maybe. Bigger penalizations for when you hit people off. Like there should be in the game's coding, there should be like, okay, he legit hit that guy off. Oh, he legit didn't do that. And the legit one should just be reset. Let's go. See you later. Anyway, and this is a controversial one. Let me know what you think about this. In the FIAs, I don't think there should be ghosting. When in a real life race, have you seen a car ghost? Ooh, great point, James. Thank you, James. Thank you. I appreciate it. You're welcome, buddy. When have you ever seen it? You haven't, because it doesn't happen. Let it happen in daily races. People are idiots in daily races because they're trying to improve. Oh, I need to get this. I need to get my DR up to get into the FIAs. When they're in the FIAs, yes, people are also dickheads there. But if there isn't, you know, even if you're serving a penalty, it will make people move off the driving line or the racing line, because then you can still get... I just think it would create a better consistency to people driving, because sometimes it's like, oh, that guy's just coming out of a ghost. Do I go around him or shall I go through him? And if it's I have to go around him every time without fail, then you'll get more consistent driving. It's simple. But anyway, that's one to think over. So what do you think about that one? I think it would work. I think it would take some getting used to. But I think no ghosting in FIAs would sort of make it better. One more thing as well. It infuriates me that when you're doing... when you're practicing, when you're just doing time trials, you still have the FIA penalties. I know this isn't on to the next game. This is now moaning about this game. But I'm trying to do a lap. So take this week. Race B. It's on Le Mans, right? It's a long track. I go the whole way around, I get towards the end, I get a penalty in the last couple of turns, because that's quite an easy place to get penalties, is Le Mans. And not only has it ruined this lap, it's now ruined my next lap as well. I just don't understand why they haven't just kept the old penalty system for for the warm-up. They've gone, nope, we need to put it everywhere, and I'm not going to listen to it. It just seems stupid. It just seems stupid, because then you have to, then you quit, and now you've lost all of your data that you were using to compare yourselves on your laps. You know what I mean? It's just fucking stupid. Sorry, didn't mean to swear. So there it is. A couple of your guys' thoughts mixed in with my 2 cents as well. Obviously, I haven't covered everything. It's just a couple of things. But obviously, I would like to know what you want to see in the next Gran Turismo to hopefully make it the game that Gran Turismo Sport could have been. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. Yes, that is a bed turned on its side. And we'll see you in the next one.